Welcome everybody. This is the Tuesday live training. I know last week I was feeling really sick, so we didn't have it. So this week is the topic of your future with your life path. So we're really going to be diving in to your life path, right? Jumping in, maybe, seeing what's stopping us, all of that good stuff. And we have so much to come with that. So remember, every Tuesday is Tuesday live training, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So mark your calendars, and I will be posting the topic each week. If you have any comments or something that you want to bring to the table, maybe something you have a question for, or you want to look further into this, I do respond to the comments during it. So if you have a comment, if you want to say something, comment down below. So for all the new people, because I haven't mentioned this in a while, who am I? Who am I? What am I here for? All of that stuff. So my name is Lauren Egle. I am a 4th level master Peruvian shaman, registered nurse, master herbalist, yada yada yada, list goes on. And I am here because my path is to assist light workers and healers to reach their full potential and all of that, and really dive in and to go as far as they can with their spiritual path, what their soul growth wants. Okay, this is my purpose, and to help people transcend from the 3D into the 5D and stay in the 5D energy. Okay, so that's kind of who I am. If you're new, so it's very, very nice to meet all these new faces that we're getting into the group if we haven't met yet. So hello to all these new faces. I'm really, really excited you're here. Now, if you're popping on just now, comment down below. Let me know that you're excited for tonight. We have a lot of good information. We have a lot of good things to really dive deep to see, this is something that's blocking me from living my life, and stepping into my potential and living in fulfillment. Because for so long we've done things that just aren't fulfilling because we felt like we had to, right? So today we're going to be jumping into all of that, because our purpose and our life path is what's in, what our heart is guiding us to. It's all in alignment with what will bring us fulfillment, what we're guided to do, and that's what's going to bring the abundance. So we're going to really dive into that again. So I do have one update. So the next portal to enlightenment, your role in the 5D ascension, is going to be June 22nd. I believe it's the Monday in June. I believe June 22nd. So I'm super excited for that. If you have already attended, you can still get so much out of it. Even with the meditations, you'll just get something new. The meditations, the techniques, all of that. So each time you come, you'll, especially meeting your council, getting more guidance, all of that, it just amplifies each time. Okay, so I do suggest coming multiple times because you get so much more each time. So again, thank you everybody for coming for the Tuesday live training for tonight. So again, remember guys, we're gonna start sending out messages. Nora will start contacting people to see who is registering, and we'll get with you for the portal to enlightenment for this month. And I'm super excited, and we have new bonuses for this month, so much to come. All the Tuesday live trainings, I'm going to be hopping on a little bit more in the next week, giving you little tidbits here and there. I've been giving you some techniques, the actual to-dos. Now, I give a lot of information in the light workers and healers, and I give some to-dos that you can do, but the Lightworkers Acceleration, the program that I have, is really the how-tos, but I'm giving you tidbits here and there. So check your emails for Monday's email. So yesterday's email we just sent out is a little technique. It's an awesome technique to help you stop with that recurring mind patterns when negative things come up. So check your email that has the technique on how to do that if you haven't seen that yet. So check that out. Again, if you're just popping on, comment down below. Let me know that you're here and that you're ready to go and that you're super excited. So tonight, let's talk about tonight. Tonight, we're doing your future with your life path. This is really important, again, as we step into what it is that we're guided to do. Now, this isn't optional anymore. What do I mean by that? It is optional. We have choices. But with all the shifts, with all the pushes, we're being really pushed forward to step into our path, to step into our purpose, to step into alignment. So the more we fight that, the more we're going to get hit back. okay? Remember, we're gonna get slapped in the face. So what I'm doing here is giving you the tidbits that are maybe blocking your next steps to, you know, living your life path, to fulfilling your purpose. So that's what we're gonna dive in tonight. So the first topic is your views versus the worldviews versus your truth, like the universal truth for you. So again, if you're just popping on, comment down below. Let me know that you're excited. Let me know that you're here. I love to see new faces and comments and all of that. So, yay. Okay, and if you have any questions, comment down below. I think my phone's being a little weird, so if I don't see any comments, I will get to them after if I miss your comments. So the second thing we're going to be talking about is, again, what may be blocking you with your life path. The third thing we're going to be talking about is guidance with a Galactic Council. I'm just going to talk about the Galactic Council and, you know, their role in all of this and a little bit more. I feel like they're going to want me to give some more information during it. I only have a little bit about them written, but I have a feeling they're going to pop in and say, okay, tell them this. So kind of on spot guidance. So that's going to be interesting. I'm kind of wondering, you know, which direction they're going to want to go with it. Okay. So thank you again, everybody, for coming, and we shall begin. Oh yeah, perfect. We shall begin right now. So the first thing we're going to talk about is we're going to go down step by step for a view that you have. We're going to talk about the view that you have, that many people have. I'll say it's a common view, a common belief. Then we're going to talk about the worldview on that same belief. And then we're going to talk about the truth of it, the actual truth. So the reason why I'm guided to dive into each specific one that I'm going to be talking about is because these are really common beliefs that a lot of us have, and that's what's actually stopping us from stepping into our role, stepping into our life path. And Spirit is really saying, like I said, Spirit, God, universe, whatever you believe in, is really pushing you to step into those roles. So now, Spirit Guide, the messages that I'm receiving, the guidance is to help you see, okay guys, the first thing for making changes in your life is knowing what you're missing, right? You can't make changes to something you don't know yet. So I'm helping to bring into your light, into your conscience, right? To really see what it is that's blocking you so that you can make the changes. And to see your views, again, the worldviews of it, common worldviews of it, and then your truth, which is the universal truth. Okay, so the first one we're going to start with tonight. And let me just, I think my comments are a little off. So let me just get in right here. I want to make sure that I am really, really seeing, you know, what you're needing, all of that. Because I'm not seeing the comments pop up. So let's, as I'm doing this, let's talk about the first one. So the first one is giving your time with so much to do is hard, right? We have lists of things to do every day. So how are you going to make extra time to try to figure out what your path is? How are you going to make extra time to do a little bit of work? Yes, many of you have really honed in, and I'm trying to do a little more meditation, trying to do this, but we're still piled up. And this is, guys, this is just one of them. We're going into deeper ones and even some other ones, right? Some common beliefs. So with that being said, so giving your time, right? Not having so much time. It's hard whenever you have all of this stuff to do. And what do we do about that? We have tasks and tasks to do, and we can't give ourselves that much time, or we can't give the time that we need for ourselves. For example, going to nature whenever we need to. For example, meditating whenever we need to. For example, look into, oh, this herbal school is interesting to me, but I don't have time to look today. Maybe I'll look tomorrow. And yet your heart is still telling you to go that way. But maybe I'll look the next day because I have this, this, and this, and this, and this to do. Okay? So that's your view. So common belief, okay? Common belief. And then you have a worldview. The worldview is that you have to do it all. What I'm telling you right now are common programs of society, okay? So this worldview, or this common program of society, is that you have to do it all and that you should be able to. It's like we all should be superhumans. We are, but we don't know how to navigate that yet. not fully. So we've been programmed in a way where we feel like we should have to, like we need to do it all, okay? Superhumans, Superwoman, Superman, it's like we're becoming superhumans, right? So the truth with this one is that we're all taking on more things than needed to. Why? Because of others' expectations, what we think we need to do because it's what they expect from us. A lot of those tasks aren't serving you. They're time killers. A lot of those tasks are not serving you. They're time killers. So to go into your heart and to see, literally list out all of your tasks, all the things that you do, see which ones actually resonate with your heart, and the ones that don't, take them out. So again, we do them because of others' expectations, and we do them because of our own expectations. What we think we need to do, why we think we need to be able to do it all. And because of it, we're adding so many extra tasks that are not needed on our list, and therefore we don't have time to do what we really need to do. So this is a common program because of the worldviews of, or I should say collective consciousness view programming of, we should be able to do it all, right? We should be able to. We can do it. So that may be one of the things that are blocking you from your life path. And we're just going to keep going down. Again, these are the most common and the ones that Spirit really guided me to hone in on, because these are what's blocking people the most from going into their path, okay? So the second one we're going to go into, oh good, okay, yeah, so I'm not having, on my phone for some reason, I'm not having the messages, but I do see them. So hi everybody, thank you so much for joining. Cool. So the second one we're going to go into, let's talk about magic, the idea of magic. All right, we're going to talk about a common belief, especially with light workers and all of that, or people who are more open, is it's possible. Magic is possible, but it's kind of questionable. You know, we may be seeing magic, or we may believe it deep down, like our inner child believes it, but we're like, but we haven't seen it. We have not seen magical things happen, right? We haven't, I mean, we could have seen miracles, if you're, you know, if you've seen that, but many times we see something, you know, on a TV movie, like Bewitched a long time ago. She was a witch, and she could make things move. That kind of magic. So we were like, it's kind of not possible, right? Or we may be open to it, but we still have those doubts. We still have those doubts. We still have those limitations. Why does this matter for your life path? I'll go into it. So the worldview of it is magic doesn't exist. Magic does not exist. That is a common program of magic. It doesn't exist. So now, because of a collective consciousness programming of magic doesn't exist, that's why we're questioning if magic actually exists. And because we're questioning if magic actually exists, what are we doing? Closing off the possibility of it actually ever happening, because we're limiting our own beliefs to it. So why am I saying this point to with your own path, your life path, your purpose, heading in that direction? It's because when we open up the possibility and really truly believe that magic is possible without any limiting doubts, what is this equal to? This is equal to possibilities of new doors opening for your life. Because sometimes, what do we think? We think that, you know, this is not possible. My dream of what I want to do, there's not even a field for it. Or there's not any career that I could find with it. So therefore, it's not possible. Why? Because it's not going to be able to be created, to be made. Why? Because magic doesn't exist. Why would something just come out of nowhere? Why would something just be created out of nowhere if magic doesn't even exist? Because that's like magic, right? So that is another common belief or programming that many of us may have, blocking us from our path, from our truth. So, is that one of yours? What's your belief on magic? That's a good one, because sometimes we're open to it, but we're still kind of questioning it, and because of those doubts, we create that it doesn't, And it kind of goes hand in hand with what I just talked about, right? Opening doors, creating new positions, new careers, new possibilities for your future. When we let go of those limitations, things can actually be created. And this is a lot to do with manifestation, right? A lot. So let's go into the third one. Doing what you need for your family. This is a huge one. It's gone in generation after generation after generation. People sacrifice themselves for their family. They don't follow their heart because they need to make money, because they need to provide for their family, because they can't do it because they have this, this, and this, and this, and this for their family, and family is number one. Common programming. Here's the thing, guys. What if I told you can have both? What if I told you that you can have alignment, following your heart, at the same time as being able to support your family? We may know it's possible, maybe, but we have so many doubts with it, because in our family lineage, in the world programming, the worldview, by the way, is you have to do whatever it takes to support your family, even if it's out of alignment with your heart. Think about how many people have sacrificed themselves fully because they're trying to take care of their family, because they believe that's the only way. Huge programming. So is this what's stopping you from stepping in your path, is because you have to support your family? Is this what's stopping you from doing what your heart is telling you? You know, looking into this new herbal school that you're interested in, because you can't use extra money for that, because that money needs to go to your family. You can't invest in yourself because that money needs to go to your family, because you don't see another way, because all you see is that the money will go there and then the money won't go to your family, but you don't see that other doors can open once you start in alignment with your heart, right? So that is the third one. So the biggest thing with that one is, when your heart is in alignment, new doors open up, abundance is able to flow, right? Abundance is able to flow, and then you're able to serve yourself and your family. And not only that, you're not only going your direction, creating abundance for you and for your family, but you're teaching your children to follow their hearts and do what they can. If you're a parent, for example, if you continue to do what you feel like you have to do and you sacrifice yourself, what do you think your kids are going to learn? And what do you want most as a parent? You want them to be happy. You want them to find the happiness. But the first thing you have to do is show them how to do it. It's not just from telling them. You know, kids, they don't follow just from what you say. They follow from your actions. So if you want to change their roles, their lives, right? Because you want them to be happy and not have to sacrifice themselves, you have to change first. And that will create happiness for you and show your kids that. And because you're more happy, you'll be happier with your kids and your family, right? So it goes hand in hand. But that is a common belief and programming that stops us from living on our path and following our heart. Okay, and a lot to do with investment. So, number 4, I don't have them counted. Yeah, 4. You can't do what you love. Why? And I kind of talked about this already, but I want to hone in on it a little bit more. Because it doesn't exist. If it doesn't exist, if there's no career for it, if there's no field for it, why can you not make it? Why can you not be the person to discover it? Think of Elon Musk with all of his inventions, the Tesla, for example. Think of all the people who have created things. They didn't say, I can't do it because it doesn't exist. So think of your career. Think of your life path already. What are you doing? Are you looking for something and trying to fit into a mold, and yet you feel like you don't exist in this mold because that's not you, but you're still trying to fit because what you're looking for doesn't exist? Why don't you create it? And I'm not saying creating it is that easy, right? I'm not saying it's hard. I'm not saying it's easy. It'll take time. It'll take effort. But if your heart is guiding you that way, create it. Create what's not there. let the limitations, so our view of it most likely is we can't do what we love. Why? Because the worldview of it is it doesn't exist, right? It doesn't exist. Like that field, that part, whatever you're trying to hone into, it doesn't exist. So create it if you're called in that direction. And that's actually quite a bit of you as light workers. Why? Because as light workers, as healers, you're going to be doing things that other people aren't doing fully. Why? Because no one can do it like you. No one can, whatever you're diving into, you're giving your gifts. Your gifts are not like other people. So, with that being said, you might have to create it. What I'm doing right now, what I teach, a lot of things may have been said, but even further, the Portal to Enlightenment, Lightworkers Acceleration program, I created that. I created that for everyone because I couldn't fit in a box. So are you here to create or are you here to fit in a box? So that's another thing stopping us. The next one is, I have to be an adult. Adulting, right? You've heard the term adulting. You have to be a certain way, all of that. So the worldviews of it is if you're not, if you start acting like a child in a way of, I'm not talking about throwing tantrums. I mean, you can cry, that's good, just releasing. I'm not talking about throwing tantrums or anything like that, unless it's, you just need to release. Or like anything in the negative aspect. I'm talking about just playing. If you go to the park and you have no children with you, let's say you have no children with you, and you're skipping and jumping around, you're probably going to be looked at weird. An adult, right? Jumping and skipping around. I would look at you like, oh yeah, that looks awesome. Hell yeah, like, way to go. Other people, because it's such a programming, may look at you like, aren't you an adult? Adults don't do that. Jumping, skipping. So your truth is, the more freedom you have to express this inner child, the more joy you have to express this inner child, the more abundance you're going to create. Why? Because we create abundance with higher vibrational feelings, higher vibrational energy. We get into this higher vibrational energy with joy. How do we create joy? We act like kids when our inner child wants to come out and play. Here's an example. My friend and I went to the grocery store the other day, and we didn't do this hiding. There was plenty of people around us, and there was music playing. We liked the song. We were dancing, like not anything cute. It was just hilarious and so much fun in the middle of the grocery store with so many people around. Am I supposed to be an adult there? Because I'm pretty sure I had so much more fun than the other people who were walking around that was just kind of like looking at things and kind of not dancing. So why am I telling you this? Because if you want to live your life path, we got to let go of some of the adulting. In your job, in your work, in your life path, in your career, in your everyday, if you don't add the fun things in it, you're missing out. You're not creating that joy. You're not creating that happiness. You're kind of messing up your abundance if you're always serious. So that idea of adulting is like idea of being serious. We need that balance. Yes, we can be serious, but yeah, we can dance, right? I've had dance parties with y'all, and yes, this is my move for today. Okay, I've had dance parties with y'all in the Portal to Enlightenment, and I have a blast doing it. So, are you too serious all the time? Is that messing up your life path? Because what happens whenever we bring our childhood self into whatever we're doing, instead of adulting, if we bring our childhood self and we have fun with it, what's going to happen? We're going to bring more joy into what we're doing and create more abundance. And not only that, create more opportunity in whatever we're bringing our inner child into. So if we are trying to step into our path and we start looking at things that interest us and not only look at it, not only learn it, but we bring that inner child into it and start having fun with it, make it a game, we're putting more energy into it. We're creating it more. It's the manifestation idea, right? So Are you blocking your path because you're too serious? That's another question. Let's go into the next one. Settlers. People who feel like they need to be grateful for what they have and what is given to them. Yes, we totally want to be grateful for everything that we have, everything that is given to us. Yes, yes, yes. But there's a couple things in it. Number one is, we won't get more. This is what's given to us. This is what's handed to us. We won't get more. It's kind of like just what's put on our plate. Well, that's actually false, right? The second thing, and I'll talk about that more. The second thing is we feel spoiled if we ask for more. So I have an amazing life. Why? Because I've worked so hard and had so much fun to create this life. And then I had a lot of tragedies, and I went through a lot of tragedies and hard things, really hard things in my life. But I'm creating this life because I know it's possible. Okay? And am I asking for more? Yes. I'm still asking for more. I'm asking for more love. I mean, I have so much of that. I'm asking for like abundance, joy. Why? Because I deserve it. And I know that because I've done so much work myself with unworthiness. But we all deserve it. But there's also that reciprocation. It's not just asking more, more, more. It's more of what our hearts desire. And which has to do with love and all that. So we're not asking things, out of greed. But we're also giving back. So remember, we're not just asking. This is giving back too. So there's the settlers. Just, okay, I'm here. I should just be grateful for this. That's all that's going to happen, right? And then the worldview of that, the world programming of that is, at least you're doing better than this person, right? So if you think about somebody in your head, okay, so, my life's, not my favorite right now. Maybe there's things that I want to change with it, but at least I'm doing better than this person. We all do that. Don't worry, guys. We have all done that at least once or a million times. Because that's what we do. We've learned that compassion is looking at someone else's life and saying, well, at least we're better than they are. Or at least we're, not necessarily better, but at least our life is better. What is this actually doing? It's comparison. We cannot compare at all. Yes, we want to be empathetic, right? We want to be sympathetic. We want to understand that they're going through a shitty time. But are we better? Is our life better? We cannot compare. Why? Because we never went through everything that they did. No matter what, there's no comparison. So the worldview of it is, at least I'm doing better than this person. And then not only that, you're settling. You are settling. Because number one, you're comparing. Number two, you're saying, well, I'm here. What if, here's your truth, here's the truth, the universal truth. What if we give gratitude, so much gratitude and being happy at where we are, but knowing that we're continuously moving forward to improve, to create more. Number one, yes, to continue to ask. It's good to ask. We deserve it. We ask what our heart desires because it's in alignment. We're not over asking, right? Number two is we're not spoiled if we ask either. Why? Because abundance is real. Abundance is real. We block ourselves from abundance. It's not other people that's blocking us. As much as we want to put, again, and I've talked about this many times, as much as we want to say it's other people that's blocking us from abundance, that's stopping us from having what we need, it's us. So, with that being said, it's to be so grateful for where we are, but continuing moving forward, knowing and asking for more of what we're missing. If you don't feel like you have, if you feel like you have a void of love, ask for more love. Because we need to find that love within ourselves, right? In order to have that love. So we can ask. It's okay. It's actually really good. Okay. So, again, that is a cycle, right? That is a cycle. The cycle is, with this, is the comparison part. When we compare ourselves to other people, that actually creates a cycle because we're giving a hierarchy, right? And because when we are comparing ourselves to someone else, saying at least our lives are better than theirs, or at least we're doing better than that person, we're trying to make ourselves feel better, that's actually at a lower vibration, and therefore it's going to keep coming up as a cycle to learn to let go and say, look at that person and say, you know, I pray that this person gets out of their funk, and I know my life is completely different, and that my life can change. There's no more comparison, because comparison is a lower vibration, and it continues to create the same cycles over and over again. Okay? So, again, remember, your path is different. So how do you do this? Break the beliefs. Number one is comparing. No more comparing, because their life is completely different. Their life path is completely different. No matter what. Their life experiences are completely different. Number two is create and manifest. But we have to ask for more. But if we have those doubts, if we have the beliefs and programmings that, you know, I don't want to be spoiled, I don't want to ask too much, that's blocking us from moving with our path. And think about it, guys. Let's put it in this perspective. We don't want to ask too much from spirit. We don't want to ask too much from our guides. We don't want to manifest too much, because we feel like, you know, we may be asking for too much. But the thing is when we ask in alignment, it's bringing us to our path. The more we step on our path is the more we're going to be able to give back. The more we're going to be able to give, because we're fully stepping in alignment. So the more we step in alignment, the more we give back. So are we actually taking too much and being like spoiled with that? No, because we're able to give back, right? Even if you're not able to give back fully right now, it will come. It will come. Okay, so that's the next one. The next one we're going to talk about is guiding other people. This is an interesting one, especially for healers and for light workers. We're going to go into the two extremes of money, of being a guide, of being a healer. So let's talk about one extreme. Number one, I don't want to charge somebody else. Like, so say if you guide some people in whatever way you do, I don't want to charge them too much, right? Or I don't want to charge at all. Let's think about that. First, I'm going to say the worldview of it. As healers, especially as light workers, why should we charge? So we're talking about the free thing, and then we'll go into the actual paying thing. So why should I charge? This is supposed to be free. People are supposed to receive this information for free, right? Au contraire. There is, or cheap, or affordable, right? So there is always a give and receive. There is always an energetic exchange. So in the past, when you had a shaman, when you had a healer, when you had a guide in a village, they would give their services for free for the village. The village in return would give this shaman what they need in order to fulfill their work. Well, they need a house to live in. They needed water. They needed food. They needed the everyday survival stuff. They needed what they need, to the herbs, whatever it is, to do their roles, to live. We don't function in a society like that. Our exchange is money. So unless someone, and this is for all of you, and I'll talk about the other extreme too. This is for all of you, for healers, because a lot of you in this group are looking to help other people. This is really important. Are they giving you the roof over your head? Are they giving you the food that you're eating? No. They have to give something, right? Something. So let's talk about money. Does it always have to be money? No, it does not. It does not always have to be money. Energetic exchange does not always have to be money. At this point, so if there's somebody that can actually give you something that you need, right? And it's equal energetic exchange, then that's perfect. But right now, the currency is money. That is how we give. So somebody gives me money so that I can put a roof over my head, so that I can continue doing this full time, so that I can continue to teach and to help people and to continue creating. If I have to get a full-time job, I don't have time for this, right? And the same thing for each and every one of you. So, but it doesn't always have to be money. Here's the thing, okay? Equal energetic exchange. Now, let's look at it at a smaller scale. if you're dealing with a friend and you're doing stuff, whatever, one person's paying and driving and the other person is doing, healing and like they're giving lessons or they're helping in some way, but they're giving back, is that equal exchange? In most cases, yes. You got to follow your heart. It has to be a mutual agreement between both people. So what does this mean? It means if your heart is okay with what they've given and you don't feel taken advantage of in any way, it feels good, then that's perfect. Because no matter what, abundance is still flowing. So you're still going to get what you need, even if it doesn't come in the form that you gave them. So if I gave somebody money, or if I paid for something and they give me something back in exchange, but my heart says it's okay, and they feel good with the exchange too, it goes both ways. You both have to feel good with the exchange. Then that's equal energetic exchange. When you follow your heart, most likely, because it always aligns, it's gonna feel right for them too, unless they're not in their hearts. In general, though, follow your heart with what that equal energetic exchange is. Okay, let's talk about the other extreme. Okay, the second extreme is being too strict with money. So I'll take my business, for example. I love using myself as an example because I go through everything that I teach. I'm not going to not ever, I've experienced this kind of stuff. We can be and we go to extremes. So first we may begin, many light workers and healers, we may begin with the pendulum of this side of it of, I don't want to charge people. Why? Because the worldview of it is that this stuff should be given for free. This stuff should be really cheap, right? So then you're like, but I feel guilty asking them. So that's the free or cheap side of it. There always has to be an energetic exchange, or you're blocking your own abundance. You are blocking your own abundance if you're not getting equal energetic exchange. Let's talk about the flip side. So the pendulum, the extreme side of it. The extreme side of it is that you become super strict. It has to be this. It has to be paid. There is no leniency, okay? There is no sliding scale. There is no this. There is no that. And this all depends on guidance, guys. What are you guided to do, okay? In general, I don't offer a sliding scale. Why? Because I wasn't guided to do that. In general, I don't. Unless I have guidance to offer somebody a sliding scale because it was guided. That's just an example. But with that being said, the strictness is, why do we get so strict whenever it comes to monetary stuff like your business? Let's think about this. We, as humans, always try to make up for the issues in our life. If we feel cheated in other areas of our life, then we'll try to make it up in another area of our life. If I feel like I'm not getting what I deserve in my personal life, and I feel like I'm being taken advantage of, because why? Family can be harder, right? Family can be harder to be stricter on. But if I feel like there's not the right energetic exchange, then I'm going to be super strict over here because I'm wounded from over here. So what's here? My business. This isn't me necessarily. This is an example. This is not my situation, or has been my situation. Just an example. But so say if I'm wounded because I'm not getting energetic exchange here, then in my business, for example, oh no, you are paying me this much, there's no ifs, ands, or buts, and I'm not giving you anything. And like, I'm not giving you free stuff because I deserve it. I'm not giving you any tidbit advice because I deserve it. Because I'm not getting that I'm not getting that money back. So why, and I'm talking about just giving somebody a little bit of advice every once in a while. I'm not talking about taking your times and, spending hours with them and getting nothing back. No. You notice how much I give in this group? Lightworkers and Healers Tribe's free, right? Do you notice how much I give in this group? How much content, how much information? Well, number one is because I'm giving, and in general, I have a plethora of information. I have so much. But I've been guided on, what is energetic exchange? So am I giving too much to the group without that exchange? No. because I'm guided to do this, and I am actually getting the exchange in the back with spirit. Okay, so it doesn't matter how the energetic exchange occurs. It's to know that it's going to occur when you're following your heart. So let's go back to the business part. If I'm wounded in other places, then I'm going to be super strict and not give anybody any information, any help here. So this is important for healers because we're either going to the free side of it, right? Free or cheap, like I don't want to make them pay, or people are like, no, this needs to be free. Well, no, there's not right energetic exchange. And then we go into the strict side where no, I'm not giving you anything. We're blocking again. We're blocking our abundance because we're being so strict. But why are we being strict? It's not because of this, not because of our business. It's because other areas of our life. So we have to fix those other areas of our life. We have to create equal energetic exchange in every area of our life in order for us not to try to overcompensate in another area. So this is important for businesses. So if you're being taken advantage, and this is really important, I don't know why I'm feeling this right now, for a few of you, one here or who will be watching, having the throat thing again today. Whew, I'm gonna check that out. If you have areas in your life that you're being taken advantage of, most likely you're gonna try to overcompensate in another area. So if you're very strict and it's not hard aligned and you feel that slightly, you can look in your other areas and say, okay, is in any way in my life, is it not fair? Is that why I'm being so strict? Is it not fair to me? What's not fair? How am I being taken advantage of? Yeah, third thing again. I had this earlier today in a training for Lightwork Acceleration. I don't know why. Yes, I do. Anyways, let's go to the next one. So that is one of them, right? And that is major blockages for our abundance. Major blockages for our abundance. The next one is student. Being a student. What does that mean? Constantly learning. That's good, right? So a common belief is that I don't know enough to move forward. So I have a couple of people, or few people, that are going into their own businesses, that they know that they need to start their own businesses. Many businesses don't start they're dreamed of because of fear of confidence, right? Because they fear that they don't know enough to even begin. Right? So let's see. Number one is they don't know enough. Number two is, okay, I need to be qualified. Sorry, guys. I plugged in my phone. I need to be qualified with certain certifications. Okay, I'm getting to bring this up. I wanted to skip this, but I have to bring this up. This is a common programming is that there's certain qualifications for certain job types, businesses, whatever it is. And what they do, this is a common, again, program, is that some of the career choices, you have to get certified by certain people because that's the hierarchy of it. And I still don't even know why I'm bringing this part up. Anyways, okay, I'll go into it. With certifications, okay, yes, certifications are great, right? Why? Because you've gotten the learning, right? You got what you needed to learn in order to move forward. But some people are so stuck on, oh, this is what it is. Some people are so stuck on certifications and having a certain amount that they think, okay, if I get certified in this, then I'll start. And then they get to that and they're like, I just don't feel like I know enough. I can't start. I need more learning. So then we're training. So then they go and get another certification. They still don't start. They still don't move. Why? Because they still feel like they don't know enough, right? Second part is feeling that, you have to be perfect. You have to be perfect in order to start, okay? And I'll talk about failures after. So let's go through this first one. Number one is that confidence comes with experience. Experience, guys, experience comes with practice. Practice comes with starting somewhere, beginning. And beginning starts when your heart says you are ready. When that push of just that gut feeling, knowing you are ready, you're ready. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. All of a sudden, we have all these doubts in our heads saying, oof, I feel like I should start a business, or I feel like I should move forward with this, but I don't know if I'm ready. And then you don't move, right? Why? Because you want to build that confidence. But here's the thing, you won't build the confidence if you're not starting, because you need experience in order to build the confidence, and you can't have experience until you start practicing, and you can't start practicing until you actually start doing it. So if you are here in this group to start something, whether it's a business, whether it's a project, whatever it is, and you feel your heart says you're ready, but you give every excuse in order to build confidence, and this is the backwards part of it. This is the cycle that needs to be broken. The backwards part of it is that we think we need to have, and this is the worldview, is that we, and like our own view actually, is that we feel like we need to have the confidence to begin, and that way we can move on. But that's not true. And I'll give you my nursing situation, and this is for all different fields. Is I went in, had the knowledge, right? Went to school, had the knowledge, got into the field, started following someone. So we have somebody showing us the way in the beginning, right? And then they put us out on the floor. And what do? It's our job to, if we don't know what the hell we're doing, go ask for help. And when we get thrown in there, we don't know what we're doing. Not fully. We have like an idea and we start moving, but we have no idea. It's like, well, at least the hospital I worked at, it was like being thrown in a rat's nest. I don't know what that means, but thrown into a place where it's super scary, right? So what did I do? Every time I didn't know, which was a lot, I asked. So if you want to begin, if you get help, right? If you don't know what to do, you get help. But the only way I can build confidence, and even in this, the only way I built confidence of where I'm at doing this practice is by starting. I was scared to death. The first person I had as a client, and I felt like I didn't even know what to do, right? And he actually is like the first client, you know, it actually went pretty, in the beginning it was going bad, and then I like totally surrendered, and then it started going good after that, and that was my first client, and it scared the, excuse my language, shit out of me. So that's another thing that's really stopping people from moving forward, whether it's a project, whether it's life itself, whether it's their career, right? So is this something that's blocking you? Is this something that's stopping you from stepping in your path? Is because you feel like you want to build the confidence first, because we got that ass backwards. We can't build the confidence until we begin. So that whole idea of trying to be the student and staying the student, that's just stopping us. That is just a hindrance. Why? Because we feel like we don't know enough. But actually we learn more when we begin. Because we learn, we have more experience. The more we have experience, the more confidence. Okay, the last one. Sorry, I haven't been looking at the comments because they have not been on the thing. And I'll go into the comments after. But the last one that I want to talk about is also being a student, okay? But it's about it's about failing, the fear of failing. So, you know, we have the belief that we can fail. Like there is actually a possibility to fail something. This is a huge programming, right? A huge societal programming is that there actually is a way to fail. Ha. What happens if we believe in the idea of failure is that we then have to believe we're perfect. Can we ever be perfect? No. And therefore, we will never begin. We will never move forward on our path because we have this whole idea that we need to be perfect. That's the worldview. That's a common collective consciousness programming of having to be perfect. And sure, you know, a lot of these worldviews, like the programmings, sure, we may know that, we don't have to be perfect, that there's no one perfect in our minds, but do we still have that underlying like anchor because of all that programming from the past? If you're still working on your 3D stuff, that's what you want to look at. It's not what we know, it's what we believe. It's what we, our thoughts come up. Our thoughts come up many times because we have those beliefs. So if we have these doubts, it's because we believe we're not good enough, right? So it's not just that I know I'm not perfect and that I know, for example, that I'm not supposed to be perfect, but do I still have those underlying beliefs? So these are the things that we need to become more aware of. So if I keep having those doubts pop up in my head, most likely I still have an underlining unworthiness or belief that I'm not good enough in some way, shape, or form. So here's the thing about the truth about failure. Failure doesn't exist. What? Failure does not exist. It was something that was created to stop us from moving forward, because what happens if we move forward? We create a freaking amazing life. Yes, we may have some ups and downs. We may have some really, tragic parts. But if we don't believe we can fail, we can create anything. So how do we become tamed? How do we get suppressed? Oh, make them believe that there's something called failure, and that failure is horrible and something that you never want to do. That's a great way, right? That is a great way. So that is the last part of it. Not the last part. That is the part of all of the views that I wanted to go over for today. So I'm going to be going over something quickly. Again, guys, sorry I didn't get to see all the comments. I'm loving the comments so much that I could see right now. So I'll be back to look at the comments. Now let's go to a little bit the ending part of it, okay? Number one is chasing dreams versus chasing money. Again, this all has to do with stepping in your life path. This all has to do with stepping into your life purpose. So chasing dreams versus chasing money. A huge programming that we always had is that we're chasing the money, right? We have to make sure we have money in order to survive. But what happens? We chase the money, we're not having fulfillment, we're blocking our abundance. It's a huge, horrible cycle. So what happens is we start chasing dreams. We start chasing the things that fulfill us. What happens with that? We become happier. What happens with that? The higher vibrational we become because we're living our path, we're following our hearts. What happens with that? Abundance comes because we're no longer in the lower vibrational and we're not blocking it. The secret is chase your dreams, not money. This is a huge one to try to break, right? Huge one, because that's been so drilled in us too. Chase dreams, not money. Will there be some life lessons, some soul growth opportunities? Yes. But no matter what, we're going to get it. Whether we're chasing money or we're chasing dreams. Which one will you be happier on? Dreams. Why? Because your heart's being fulfilled. Because no matter what, you'll still have those soul growth opportunities. Actually, the more you chase, and to make this even more interesting, the more you chase your dreams, the more you do work for yourself, you're actually, and you're breaking the patterns because you're following your path, you're actually able to skip some of, or a lot of those soul growth opportunities that you would get going this way. Because I've talked about jumping timelines. So when we're going on a path, and we're doing everything, we're doing the inner work, we're listening to our bodies, we're learning, but we're having the fulfillment, which is making it easier to learn because we are following our hearts and we're not just chasing the money. Then we're able to skip over certain soul growth opportunities or soul growth lessons because we don't need a lesson anymore, because we healed it. So yes, remember guys, it is possible to skip over soul growth opportunities. So the more you follow your heart, the less So if you follow your heart, right, you're going this way, you're following your heart, the less soul growth opportunities, if you're actually diving into what you need to do, right, the less soul growth opportunities you'll have. If you follow the money, oh man, sure, you may have the money, but you'll have quite a few lessons in that way and not the fulfillment. Not the fulfillment. And if the money, if you're one of your lessons isn't really money, if money already is abundant to you, you could have the money is the path. I mean your heart's path, your dream. If that's the case, you're set. You just follow it, right? But a lot of us kind of have chasing money versus chasing dreams, especially for light workers and healers, because this is one thing that, again, that we're really breaking. The last part I wanted to talk about is a few things that for you to do. Okay, this is parts that you can do. You can take a pen and just write this down. And simply write what your dreams are. What are your dreams? What are things that you're interested in? If you don't know what your dreams are yet, what interests you? Number one, and are you taking the time to go in that direction? So start writing a list of what your dreams are or what interests you. What is your heart calling you for? It could be little things. It doesn't have to be big, major dreams. Write those down, okay? Write what calls your name. You could be, again, general or specific, okay? And then what's a few steps to get there? Easy steps, doable steps. If your dream is to work on your intuition, to heighten your intuition, right? Meditation. Practice working on your intuition with meditation. Join something that helps you work on your intuition, right? Whatever way. But write down what your dreams are. Because say your dreams are wanting to become a healer for other people. But you feel like you're not confident enough in your intuition and trusting it. What steps are you taking to get there? And are you making those a priority or not? And in the list that I said today, what's stopping you? Have you sat there and thought about what's stopping you? Or are you just allowing the cycles in your life to take a float and not really pay attention to what's actually stopping you? Because again, once you know it, you then have a better opportunity to change it. Okay, so then I want you to write, what are 10 wonderful things about you? This is important because as we're starting to write down our dreams, we start to get this like I don't know if I'm ever going to get here. All the doubts pop up, all of this. So let's lighten the load, lighten the mood. When we associate our dreams, we want to raise the vibration. So write 10 wonderful things about us, 10 things that make us laugh, whatever. Really, I like the 10 wonderful things about you because that shows, oh wait, I really do have this, like I am good enough, right? So that would be the best, but if really you can't find 10 wonderful things about you, then do something, find small things. There's little things that you love about yourself, okay? So that's easy. Because again, we need to lift the energy so that we can associate with our dreams and what our goals are, higher vibrational energy, because when we give that feeling and the idea and the higher vibration and the happiness towards it, then it'll make us more excited to actually move forward. If we think about our dreams and our ideas and immediately we think, oh, I don't know if I can get there, then we push away from it immediately. It's an immediate reaction. So we need to start changing the way we view our dreams and ideas and give that higher vibrational energy. Okay, so that's why I said the 10 wonderful things with that. Now let's close this up with talking about the council and guides. So the council, our council, each person has their own council. Their council is, and I've talked about this in other trainings, so you may have heard this already. The council, I'll do this really quick, guys. The council is our guides. So they're here for a purpose. They're higher vibrational beings from different dimensions, different planets, whatever you believe it, okay? Listen to your gut. But they're here to assist us on our journey in this earth to fulfill our purpose, okay? So when we feel lost in our purpose, we can do meditations. We can do journaling and, ask to connect to our guides, only those of our highest benefit. And here, the reason why the guides are here is because a lot of times we feel lost with which direction to go, right? And when we feel lost, it's like we need the light. We see darkness. When we're lost, we're confused. It's like dark. It's like trying to find things in the dark. The council is the light. So the light is what's there to help guide us. Our council is always there. How do we access them? Heart, right? The fourth dimension, heart. That's a way to access them. So remember always to stay in your heart. Do the 3 pillars, 4 pillars. If you know how to open your Viracocha, whatever other techniques, get into that. So if you don't trust your intuition with which way to go forward, you don't always need your intuition is really important. You need to learn how to practice following your heart. But the answers are everywhere. Are we looking around when we go into nature? Are we looking around in the world? Are we paying attention? Are we being alert? Are we being present? Because the answers are everywhere. So if we're asking the universe to give us other signs because we don't trust our intuition, maybe we need to work on, heightening our intuition, heightening our messages. We can still receive messages in the world. So remember this, guys. When you're working on your life path, your future, number 1, the council is who is wanting to connect with you. Number 2 is that if you don't trust your intuition, if you're getting messages but you're not trusting it, ask to see it other ways. No matter what, it's going to come. It's a matter of, are we alert? Are we present in everyday life? Or are we being distracted? The more we are present, the more we'll be able to see the messages. And the messages come through physical too. Nature, animals, other people. So be open and alert. Okay, guys, the reason why I did this training is because it's really important, and I've stressed this over and over, to step into our path. So again, I was guided to write down a list of the major themes, the major programmings, beliefs, right, that we have, and then the worldview of it. Because not only is our own beliefs, and then we have the world, collective consciousness view of it. So if we notice that, then we can say, wait, that's not right. Because then I gave you what your truth is. When you follow your truth, you're able to let go of the other truth, the other falsities, right? They're not actually truths, programmings. And then you can start stepping in your path. But the first thing is to know what is actually stopping you. What's stopping you from going into your path? What's stopping you from going into your alignment? And the ones that I gave you are the, what I was guided to, most common occurrences that are stopping us from living our path. And I was really, really guided and stressed, really guided, and it was stressed to give you this information so that you can say, oh wait, that is me. And sometimes we don't even realize it until it's said it again, or it's said, and then you're like, oh, yeah, that's me. Well, at least you're having that awareness, and you can say, when that comes up again, you can have that awareness again. If it's something that's actually blocking you then and there, you can say, oh wait, that's not true. This is my truth, and the truths that I've explained already. So again, everybody, I did not have a chance to really look at the comments. I am kind of looking at them now, but they've had many, many comments, and I am really, really grateful for each of you being here. I'm going to try to go back into the comments after. So again, guys, thank you so much. And I will see you for the next Tuesday live training again every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And I truly honor each and every one of you, and I'm so grateful that each and every one of you are able to join me, whether you're watching it now, whether you're watching it later. I'm really happy you're following your heart, you're following your guidance, and you're here with me so that you can continue to change and to be the best you, and to live and just to be happy and to have that fulfillment. And that's truly all I ask. It's the reason why I push people so much into fulfilling their fulfillment is not to put pressure. It's because I know that when you step into your path, you will find that fulfillment. What does that mean? You're going to find that happiness. And that's what makes me happy. Your happiness is what makes me happy, and this is why I do it. So yes, it is a part of, if you have, a purpose, you can help other people, but just your happiness makes me happy. So thank you everybody for being here. I'm super, super grateful, and I will see you again. I'll be popping on this week quite a bit. I feel like I have some things that the guidance is really pushing me to start. Okay, love you all. Bye.